The trick for me this morning is going to be to figure out how to go get more coffee when I need more. Good morning, Ted. Good morning, Elizabeth. Good morning, Mojan. I see you're so excited about today that you're in there twice. Good morning, Michael Magnin.
Todd, how many people do we have registered for the session?
This session had at least 50 or 60 pre-registered. We've got over 125, 130 registered. I know some people were a bit confused by the, there's 143 registered to attend at some point over the course of the day. It's still about 5-2, so the numbers have been steadily climbing. That's one of the, I have to say, it's one of the differences with a virtual environment versus a room. There's no real sense of urgency to be in the room a bit early and get a coffee and sort yourself out. You can kind of do both. So I suspect we'll have a lot of people jumping in right quick. Everyone's pretty used to how to use Zoom and stuff now. So I think we just jumped 10, 15 people here as we've been talking. Good morning, Maggie. Good morning, Rob.
Normally we're all full of like recently thawed pastries by now.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, you doesn't look like you're getting snow today. We got a snow warning on, so I'm especially glad that I didn't have to leave the house this morning and go to a hotel.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to get some snow today.
Good morning, Lee. Good morning, Ernie. Folks I haven't seen in a while. Without socials, I feel like I haven't seen any of these folks in decades.
Will we crash the system completely if we all turn our videos on?
Nope. We're on the US Zoom platform now. If everyone turns their video on, you can actually have, if you're on a desktop, you should be able to set your screen to allow up to 49 or 50 people to be on screen at once.
Amazing.
Supposedly. Unfortunately, I can unmute everyone, but I don't have the ability to request everyone turn their camera on. I'd have to go person by person and do it.
Morning, gentlemen, ladies.
You always look like you're about to head out fly fishing when I see you on the weekend, Michael.
Right? Work from home, you just get to dress the way you want to dress.
I know I had to dig in the closet for a shirt with a collar for today. Matt's always very spiffy, even when he's in his third bedroom, but usually I'm just in a long sleeve tee. Although we've officially hit winter at my house. It was roughly 28 in my bedroom this morning.
Lovely.
It's it's one of those funny things. It's because I live on the 18th floor of an 18th floor cement building. I would say it's like living in the top of the Dutch oven, right? Like I turned the heat off when I went to bed last night for the whole half of the house, and it is still 28 degrees in my bedroom. It's the end bedroom on the corner I'm tempted to move into. It's only 23. Mm-hmm. It's almost bearable in there. I think the office is moving in there because that would be a much more. There's lots of days where my office is too hot because I'm sort of in the middle room. Oh, we're at 35 in so far. Lots of familiar names in here. Good morning, Danielle. Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Will. Good morning, Barbara. Allison's here. Enrica found her way in after we had some glitches. That was good. Good morning, Grace. Well, boss, it is 9 o'clock sharp. Do you want to give people a few more minutes to log in? They're still rolling in fairly steadily.
Yeah, I think we can give everybody another 5 minutes.
For those of you that are on the call already, if you are having difficulty with the virtual platform to watch the meeting, you can click that experiencing issues button down below the video, and it'll let you jump to the full version of Zoom with a mouse click. So if you're having any problems at all, don't hesitate to jump across. I'll say that again once we get people in the room, but
All right, Todd, maybe we should get her going.
Yeah, we're up over almost to 60 in the room now, so I'm just gonna hopefully do one quick thing here and then I'll get us started. There's a couple last minute registrations this morning, so it's always good to just do a quick resend of how do they get in the room. Action. All right. Good morning, everyone. There's almost 60 folks in the room already this morning. That's pretty good for a Saturday from home. I'm just going to do a couple quick housekeeping announcements and the land acknowledgement, and then I'll turn it over to Matt. Hopefully my mute is off. That's better. And I got to remember what the camera is. So a couple quick housekeeping items. For those of you that are watching through the Feed Loop portal, if you're having any problems today, or if you're in a session where interaction is going to be part of it, Gobinder this morning is going to take questions, or if you're in any of the meetings where it's discussive or interactive, which most of our sessions today will be, it's probably best if you click that little gray bar under the video in the Feed Loop system and jump over to the full version of Zoom. Without being in the full version, it's not as interactive. Some people had some problems with getting their audio going yesterday. Your video will work fine typically, but the actual chat functions and whatnot that are integrated in Zoom will not be accessible to you. So it's best if you jump over for those sessions and then come back to the portal later on. So that's one of the tricks we figured out yesterday. There is a chat feature in both systems. So if you're in the virtual room, I encourage you to chat to your colleagues. Obviously, it's a virtual event, but you will find there are some fun features. You can video chat. So if you see someone and you want to go send them a chat, you do have to jump into that networking section to see those and respond to them, but you can video chat. The other thing is, please take time today to reach out to all of our sponsors and jump over to the exhibitors and chat to the exhibitors and thank them for their support. Without their support, we certainly could do this, but it would cost members. So our sponsors, especially Eagle Lake, really made today possible, and I want to thank them for that. But do reach out to them, check out their booth, chat with them, thank them for their support. That really is important today in this virtual environment where you have to be a little more proactive. It's not like a regular social where we put all the food and the drink in the one room and you sort of have to walk through to get to it. So please take time and to thank them for that. If you do have questions about the system, you can email me, you can chat me through the portal, you can chat me in the room. You can also text me as always, and I'll do my best to I'm monitoring multiple systems here. I haven't had a chance to really do this, but let's give it a shot. So to give you a sense of what this looks like from my side, I don't know if I can. And that's not counting the iPad I'm actually speaking into right at the moment. So we're doing our best to support folks today. There's lots of sessions, take advantage. So before we start, we'll do the usual land acknowledgement. We do this at all of our board meetings and meetings now. So if everyone could just stop, if you're multitasking or talking to the kids, just stop for 1 second. Place both your feet on the ground and sort of clear and focus for just 1 second. I just want to acknowledge that our offices and where I am is in Treaty 6. Some of you will be from across the country. So you'll be in different treaties and different places. And I just want to take a moment on behalf of everyone at the meeting to acknowledge those Indigenous and First Nations people that enrich our lives historically and today. And a lot of our sessions today are acknowledging inclusivity, diversity, equity, and a big part of today is acknowledging our role in colonial practices. And so I really encourage everyone to approach sessions today with that lens and that thoughtfulness, and really to give thanks to those that have come before us. Me particularly, I've had several opportunities this year to learn from Dr. Reg Croshoe, one of the Blackfoot elders in the South, and I'm very grateful for his sharing. And the thing he's taught me about this process is to not be afraid to make mistakes. If we're coming from a good place, our partners in all the BIPOC communities will work with us to correct us and help us improve as long as our intentions are good. So I acknowledge all of those folks and encourage everyone to make the most of today. All right. And now I'm going to turn it over to Matt.
Okay. Thanks, Todd. So, and thanks everyone for joining us today. Certainly different circumstances than we would have expected, but really grateful that we've all taken the time to connect virtually and try to get the most out of this time together, even if it is just through our computers. I remember last year when we started this, and just a few things about what I recall from the event. In taking over the presidential reins this year for the AALA, and just grateful to have the opportunity to be in a profession that we are in, and to have colleagues such as everyone here that's on the line. Just to knowing that we're all trying to work towards the same ends, and which I think is a very noble profession and a noble end. So thanks again for everyone to coming. And just use this opportunity to summarize this year, which has been crazy, and talk a little bit about what's happening today. So thanks again. This has been a crazy year. We've seen a monumental disruption to our world, where some of our basic assumptions about how we live and work and relate to one another, and to our communities and to our cities has changed. It's been very transformative, bringing a lot of uncertainty. But I truly believe that our profession is really well suited to capitalize on these opportunities, the opportunities that are brought with this uncertainty, and to really make the change that we really all want to see in how we live and work and just exist in our communities and on this earth. I think one of the great things that's come out of this is we've really seen how people have enjoyed being outdoors. It's been quite remarkable. I don't know how many people tried to get a campsite in the spring, but camping's a big part of my family's life, and our first camping trip was down in Wolford Provincial Park, and if that doesn't sound familiar to you, or you don't know where that is, you're probably not alone. It's down in the south and near Cardston, and it's a fantastic little gem of a park, and has a deep history. We went to Wally's Beach, which if you don't know where that is, you're probably not alone. It's on St. Mary's Reservoir, and it was a fantastic little spot where it has a nice beach, and you could swim. And if you kind of squinted your eyes a little bit, it looked like you were in PEI, which is where we were actually supposed to be this summer. But we ended up camping, I think 7 or 8 weekends this summer, and more than we'd ever done. So this kind of exploration and this discovery that we were able to undertake has been really nice. And I think there's a lot of people that have flocked to parks and open spaces this summer, and that's really starting to transform, I think, the importance of these open spaces and parks and all the work that we do, and which is fantastic for us, and that it has expanded and it's grown, and it's it's starting to reach broader audiences. And I think the social and the economic side and the importance of our open spaces, public spaces, has grown, alongside the kind of known ecological benefits that we all espouse and recognize. But that social component has been clearly evident going through what we've had to go through this summer, this year. And what we need and want our public spaces to do is making them more critical to the places that we live. And I believe, as that importance grows, our voices need to grow stronger, and to paint a better picture of a future, and to actually lead us there. So I think there's a lot of great opportunities that we're going to see come out of this. It's going to be challenging, of course, it's hard, but I think there's transformative change happening, and we're well suited to help it along. That all said, our association lost a little bit this year. Certainly the CSLA Congress was a big disappointment. We had assembled a pretty fantastic program that was going to dig deep into our profession's roots, how we practice and what our future was going to be. And certainly the past 8 months has had a big change on the way we think about all of this. Looking at how the past decisions that we've made that brought us here, and new challenges that we need to address, and new opportunities that we'll be able to embrace. So the program was great, and after all of this, I think it's going to change entirely in terms of just how we reflect and speculate on the future. So I do want to say a huge thank you to Jill Robertson and Jonathan Sagi, Todd and Michelle Legault, who are working with me to develop that program and put it all together. They worked really hard to facilitate a great program, but hopefully we'll be able to pick it up at some point again. I think next at the CSLA Congress in Ottawa next year, there'll be some form of a session that will at least look back at what the Congress that could have been. And I want to thank everybody that submitted an abstract or volunteered their time for walking tours for the Congress. We will try to get this back in Alberta. Hopefully when we can assemble everybody, our national body of members. And I think we did lose a lot of connection with one another without the Congress and without a lot of the social events. Todd saying, hasn't seen Ernie in a long time. We used to see Ernie like every quarter at least, just at the social event. So we've missed a lot without these, and I think we'll try to continue to build build these ties in whatever way we can. Trying to find more ways to connect. The EPLA walking tours were a great success this summer, just getting people out and connecting outside. We'll see what we can do over the winter time to try to create more connection between one another. So I think we've continued to build a strong association in Alberta and across this country. And Todd's going to give a bit of an overview later this afternoon in the business meeting, highlighting a few of the accomplishments that we've made this year, including our long-awaited fee guide. We've been advancing the National Reciprocity Agreement, and yesterday we had the beginning of a regional landscape charter. So there's been lots that's been happening, despite the lack of face-to-face contact and connection that we're proud of this year. And we'll talk a bit about that later on. But generally, I think as I've mentioned, our profession has tremendous opportunities to gain. Our work, I think, matters more than ever to us now, and to our cities, to our communities. And it's making for exciting times. Like so many other things, our AGM was supposed to be different this year. We really wanted to make this a big event with more speakers, more events, to start to build out a broader program that would allow us to celebrate our accomplishments further and to really push our profession, liking it to some of the other associations, AGMs that would have, an awards gala, and really just trying to build out the culture of landscape architecture in Alberta. It's grown, as I said, tremendously over the past decade, in particular since I've been here. And want to keep pushing that further and further. So hopefully next year we can build that out further. But regardless, I think we have a great day of sessions ahead of us. Mentioned we had the landscape chartering session yesterday. We had great attendance. So thank you again to everybody that attended that. I think Michael Magnan, he's going to provide a summary of what we talked about yesterday a little bit later on in this day, and a theme that's going to come back and throughout the day, and I think throughout the next year at least, is I know it's one of Michael's big initiatives, is to get more people out and to get people involved. Todd's at capacity. There's a lot of great ideas that have been brought up in the last 8 months at least, and continuing to push this profession forward. We need the volunteers to kind of pick up the torch and run with it. There's lots that we can do, lots of exciting ideas, but we need those people to kind of step up and support the association, support the profession. We're blessed to have Gobinder Gill to come up after me here and to provide us with their keynote to talk about diversity in our profession. At 11, just to recap the program that we've got ahead of us. At 11, we've got talk about the digital seal. We've got Matt Sloan. Thanks, Matt, for walking us through the fee guide. There's some fun stuff over lunch, musical bingo, the LIT committee, and the associate member discussions. Later at 1, we've got Todd's going to lead a session on equity, diversity, and inclusion. We have Natalie Martin, who's been working with us over the last year to talk about the ALA branding and communications. And then there's a rapid fire sessions with some committee leads. We have the business meeting at 3. Lots of exciting things happening with the board. Mike coming in as the incoming president, new board members, and we have new members to the association that we can welcome. 4, we have the awards and scholarships, something that we really need to be proud of. We built this, strong association, and there's been some hard work with some exceptional people, and we need to celebrate those achievements and contributions. And we have brilliant young people starting their education and pushing the boundaries of landscape architecture. So we really want to celebrate their ideas and ambitions. And that's kind of really all I wanted to say this morning. I think, again, I want to thank everyone for joining us. And I hope that you can get as much out of today as we would have if we had it in person, as well as, still stealing some time with your family. The benefits of being in a remote location, I guess. So yeah, thanks everyone again. And Todd, if you want to move us on to the next chapter.
Yeah, we're we're about 10 minutes ahead of schedule. So what I'm going to do, I just want to give the sponsors just a minute to sort of jump into the room. So I'm going to just suggest that we all take a quick 5 minutes and refresh our coffees. I can see Matt's done his, Monsignor done his. I'm going to be ready for some more. So let's just take a quick 5 minutes. I know it's weird to take a break already, but let's take just a couple minutes to give the sponsors a minute to jump in the room and then grab a coffee. And then we'll start the next session on time right at 9:30. So we'll take a little 8-minute break. I'm going to leave the room open just so you know it is being recorded. But for all you folks, if you want to take, one of the things I heard last year was more networking. So I'm actually giving you 8 minutes to throw your video and your cameras on and talk to each other. So if you want to do that, that would be great. I've seen lots of people pop on and off on the video. Just a reminder, this session and all sessions today are being recorded. So anything you say is going to be in the record. So 8 minutes, we'll reconvene right at 9:30 sharp and get the keynote started.
Mike, you've been to Wally's Beach?
Wally's Beach is great.
Do you like mosquitoes?
I wasn't sure about Wolford though. I have to say, pretty buggy down there.
Yeah, we were there in May, I think.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're looking for a campsite, Wolford is open.